My name is Jossy Chacko. I was born in a great Christian family. My grandfather was an incredibly successful entrepreneur, business leader. Unfortunately, my father had some mental illness that was very difficult for our family, but the positive thing about that was my grandfather kind of adopted me and mentored me through life, and certainly has helped me to be successful in business. When I was 17, came to Australia with a 20-kilo suitcase, 20 Australian dollars and a one-way ticket. For 3 months I've been searching for all kinds of jobs, could not find a single one. But from that place I go and knock on the door of a factory, and I still recall a little short man by the name of Claude with big mustache, Italian guy, comes out and said, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want a job." And on the spot he offered me a job. The business started to become very successful, and we expanded and grew and developed, and along with it, I started to rise through the ranks, and before the age of 30 I wanted to be a millionaire and retire. That was kind of my dream. So for 12 years I worked with less than 3 hours sleep a day, and all day Sunday would be my sleeping day. Jenny, my girlfriend at that time, brought a proposal that she said, when we get married we should go to India for our honeymoon. And to me, I thought, that was a crazy idea. We thought, maybe going to Hawaii or somewhere else. But she wanted to see the Taj Mahal because everybody used to ask her, "Are you going out with an Indian? Have you seen the Taj Mahal?" Finally, I kind of gave in to the idea. We decided to go on our honeymoon to northern India. We were in a business class train and enjoying the comforts. And this boy came along and he swept the floor and then came asking for some money and begging. And for some unknown reason, I invited him to come with us on our honeymoon. Incredibly, he accepted. And then I realized that my newly wedded wife sitting next to me wasn't understanding any of the conversations. So I'm trying to convince Jenny to accept the idea of sharing our honeymoon with this kid. He had no family, nothing, lived in the railway stations, ate out of the rubbish bins. Here he is now sharing his story about things that he experienced and a world that he lived in. Child labor, slavery, sex trade, body parts business. I came away thinking, what is life all about? What am I building this money and wealth for? What is my faith all about? During this time, our company was getting ready to be listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. I knew we were going to make a lot of money from this process, but also trying to balance this experience with this kid. My boss, I shared with him, and his first response was, "You should really go and get some help." And then digging further, he thought I'd gone out of my mind like my father. You worked all your life and trying to chase the dream, and you're just about to get the dream and you're wanting to walk away from it. It just didn't make any sense. After the confusion period, we knew that we needed to do something for others and stop living for ourselves. And so then we started to search for opportunities, and we knew we wanted to do something in the northern part of India because of our experience with Raju. But how do we help these people? So I thought the obvious thing was to offer my services to somebody else that were out there working, and I thought they will gladly receive it, especially when I'm not asking them for a salary or anything. I just wanted to be a volunteer with their organization. So I actually applied to one and got rejected, and second and third and fourth, and I actually applied to 7 different organizations. So what do we do now? Did we make a mistake? Because by this time I had already burned my bridges and left the business, and here I'm ready to help, only to now find that nobody wants me. When I discussed with a lot of my friends Some of them said, well, why don't you set up your own organization and try the ideas that you have? And initially that was like, hey man, that's I don't have the experience and expertise, and certainly not all the skills to be able to pull it together. But the more I thought about it, I thought, yeah, why not? What have we got to lose? So reluctantly, we set up a new organization called Empath. It was a very difficult time, no company cars, no privileges. It was all gone. And now learning to do everything by yourself again, it was a very humbling experience. We set a target to see 100,000 communities transformed within a 30-year period. For the past 12 years, that's been my passion and challenge. The joy of seeing children receiving education, home, and love. And now there's more than 3,700 children who benefit every day from our projects and programs on the ground. Seeing women who have been empowered through tailoring and skills, as well as now they have a tool, a sewing machine, them running their businesses now, earning money and taking care of their families and sending their kids to school, is incredibly satisfying and rewarding. You meet a girl who was in the slum, 3 years later you meet, she is now a businesswoman. The transformation that is in their life, not only in that woman's, but the entire family's life. I really believe that every person is uniquely created with a very unique purpose and plan, and there's a very specific call on everybody's life. And the first half is really the training and the preparation for the fulfillment of that purpose and call, which is experienced in the second half. I encourage anybody out there to be utilizing the resources and tools that Halftime has. I feel my life now is much more in alignment between my faith, my social responsibilities, the family and skills, also the satisfaction and the rewards that I see and experience is so deep at a social and a human level, but also in a spiritual level. Because I know the difference that I'm making is not really going to finish with this world, but it's going to continue on into eternity.